All right, so now I'm gonna be reacting to Dricus Duplessis um pre-fight press conference before UFC 305. Um, so let's begin.
rematches. I want fresh puzzles all the
So
time
let's start over here.
about the contest.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know it's definitely personal for him because he took a lot of offense in what I said for speaking the truth, and he didn't like it. So
That I like Dracus, but that's one thing I don't like about what Dracus said. It kind of because it just maybe he didn't mean it like that, but it comes off the wrong way. Especially I'm African, so it just it just it just rubs the wrong way. Like I get it, like you're in Africa, you know the championship is in Africa, you train in Africa, in South Africa, but that doesn't mean that you have to diminish Francis and Muhammad Usman and not Muhammad Kamaru Usman and Israel. It just maybe he didn't mean it like that, but it just comes off the wrong way.
it was never personal because there's nothing to be personal about. For me, I stated facts. I said what I said. It's 100% the fact, and he took it very personal. So yeah, he's angry. I don't care, and I mean that's it. At the end of the day, I'm here. I'm here for my business. My business is winning,
His mustache is gone. I kind of like his mustache. I ain't gonna lie.
not defending about winning this fight.
When you look at this fight, ignore all the other stuff outside of it. Do you think this is almost a contest between two puzzles, right? He was considered this big puzzle that was hard to figure out with his feints and his movement. And now you've come in here and it seems like a lot of people can't even figure out what you're doing to be successful, but you are being successful. Do you see this as a clash between two men who can confuse most of the division and it's up to the other guy to figure them out?
Yeah, I think especially at this level of the sport, that is what you get. I think that is at this level when you're fighting at the top champion and contender, you get everybody's fit, strong, uh, good enough striking, good enough wrestling, good enough under grappling. Everybody has aspects. Some a little better, let's say better in grappling, some are better in striking, but everybody's good everywhere. It's about who shows up on the night with the plan, and if that plan is changing, who can, like you said, figure it out. So you can look at it as two puzzles, or you can look at it as two great fighters, and we're gonna find out who came with the best armor.
If Dracus doesn't make it a brawl, he's going to lose. I think he's gonna win this fight, but if he doesn't make it a brawl, if he doesn't make it nasty, he's gonna lose.
You're obviously going to prepare for the toughest guy you could possibly face, right? But there are questions about Israel after that performance against Sean. In your gut instinct and in your heart of hearts, do you think that was an off night for him, or do you think that was potentially the beginning of a new Israel that we're going to start seeing?
Um, I'll be honest. I've said it many times in previous interviews where I said I think it was an off night. It was very evident in terms of how he fought. Just the whole fight, you could see it. But then I fought Strickland, and my whole perception around that fight changed because
That's a really good note. That's a really good note. I think that Strickland fight really gave Drakus more confidence that he could beat Izzy.
now I firsthand experienced what it's like to fight Sean Strickland. He's hard to hit, and with Izzy, he doesn't throw volume. He throws
Counters.
strikes that he's pinpoint accurate with his strikes, or at least he tries to be. He's more of a move, 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 hit. And when he fought Strickland, he missed all those shots. Strickland is really, really good defensively, and that was when I fought Strickland. I immediately realized that's what happened. I threw volume so I could catch him and I could beat him. But Israel doesn't throw the volume, so every time he threw, he missed the shot. He missed the shots. He had two, three maximum, and he would miss. So originally, I thought that Israel had an off night, and then after fighting Strickland and going to watch that fight again, I actually think it was just Strickland that did what he does extremely
Yeah.
well, and that style didn't suit Israel at all.
It sounds like, according to Dana White, Strickland's going to be next for whoever comes out this weekend. Is that a fight that interests you, or are you one of these guys who are like, like we hit Islam Makhachev, right? Like, I don't want rematches. I want fresh puzzles all the time. Are you okay with Sean Strickland, or do you think, hey, that Whitaker Hamzat fight makes more sense to me? How are you feeling about
I think he beat Sean again.
a rematch with Strickland?
Well, the Whitaker Hamzat fight, I honestly thought, and I actually said as well, I thought that was going to be it but I honestly don't care. I'm here to beat whoever. The fight that people want to see. That's why this fight is so great for me. That we're fighting Israel Adesanya, because the most people in the fight will wants to see myself versus Israel Adesanya. That's the fight that people want to see, and that is at the end of the day what we do. We entertain. We entertain the people. We entertain the crowd. We entertain the people that buys the tickets, buys the pay-per-views, because that's why they do it. They want to be entertained. So for me, I don't mind fighting either one of those two, Strickland, Hamzat, or Whitaker. But all three of those fighters have the pros and cons. Actually, fighting Strickland, a lot of people want to see it, but it's a rematch. But if that's the decision of the UFC, great, let's go for it. Fighting Hamzat, he's never been beaten. Massive. It's going to be a massive fight just in terms of numbers. Great, let's do it. Fighting Whitaker, the all-time legend Robert Whitaker, but it's a rematch. So there's pros and cons in fighting any of these three guys. For me, the most important part is fighting the best next guy.
Dricus, right here. On the countdown, I think you used something. They were talking about your fight against Whitaker. You credited your coach for finding holes, and you said there just weren't that many holes in Robert Whitaker's games, and he found them. When you guys are breaking down Israel, are you guys finding holes that you can exploit, or is Israel kind of, this kind of refined fighter in there?
No, listen, even with Robert Whitaker, when I said finding holes, we didn't find any holes. We just found a place where holes could be made. So that's what I was referring to, in that at this level you don't see the holes, these clear holes in people's games. You just don't see it, because that's why we're at the top of the game.
Yeah.
You do see places where they get uncomfortable. They don't necessarily make the mistakes, but there is place to force them to make mistakes. And that's what I feel we did with the Whitaker fight. And that's,
Man, Drake, you listen to Dricus, you can tell he's a very high IQ fighter, you know?
that's what we're going to do in this fight. We don't see mistakes and say, oh, that's where we're going to catch him. No, we see places where they get uncomfortable and you force that mistake.
Well, kind of going off of that, it showed Israel's reaction when you switched to southpaw. Like, he stood up and he was like, "Oh, he's southpaw now," and he was kind of watching you a lot more. Do you have plans like that for? Like, I'm sure you can't give us your game plan, but do you guys have a specific tailored plan for Israel, or are you just kind of focusing?
Of course they do.
On yourself in there?
No, the thing is with Israel, he fights switch stance either way. Anyway, so like myself, I fight both ways. With the Whitaker fight, we just, he doesn't switch really. He doesn't switch, so that's why we did that. But I fight switch all the time, and Israel as well. So it doesn't make sense to say, okay, cool, I'm only going to fight this or that. No, it's definitely not. For very specifically for Whitaker, that was the game plan, and for this fight, we had to do something else. So, like I said, I can fight both ways, but in a fight where a guy switches the whole time, it doesn't make sense to do something like that.
What's with the taser in fight camp?
Well, I mean, you don't just become world champion.
So that's been a thing that's been happening for a while, or is that because some people thought it was
everybody thought it was something that's new for this camp. Not at all. It's probably been part of the team for 2.5+ years, 100%. But no, we never filmed it. I don't know why. I can see now probably why. The rest of the world might seem crazy, but I mean, we used to be coach used to leg kick us, and he has a very strong leg kick. If you make the mistakes continuously after he's warned you a couple of times, but that day,
I wonder how much that taser hurts. I wonder if it does hurt.
takes you out of training, not out of training, but it makes training difficult for a couple of days because he has a very hard low kick. So the taser is much better than that, because the taser hurts a lot more in the moment, but it's over quickly.
So when he introduced that to camp, did he tell you that was happening, or did he just show up with a taser one day?
Well, I can't remember the exact moment it happened, but when came to the gym, he's like, "Okay, I got this." I just went, "Okay, great, this is it now." And everybody thought, like, people were laughing, like, "No, no, no!" And I said, "Guys, might as well stop it. I've known coach for 12 years. The idea has been set. We are getting tased from now on. Might as well get used to the idea." In fact, we've had
Damn. Yeah, that's different. They can do that in South Africa. You can't do that in America, bro. You get in trouble for some shit like that.
we've upgraded the taser now because we grew used to the old one,
Damn.
and he almost figured out it doesn't have the effect. And he actually tased himself. He's like, "Okay, this sucks, but it's not that bad. Get me a stronger one," and that's why we have the big one now. It's a proper one.
So last thing on the taser, like, what is it? Just like when your hand's out of place, he'll just like zap you. Or is like, what
No,
is
no,
it?
no, 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 no. No, it's not like that. He doesn't walk around just zapping people. He warns you. You know, it's not just a quick tase. It's about it's a let's call it the South African sticky note. Um, he tells you,
I like that. The South African sticky note. I like that.
Dricus, your hand, it's not high enough. You're not covering your face. And even though I might feel my hands covering my face, it's just too low. Or he'll say your foot's not in the right spot. You need to do that. Your base is not right. You're too far leaning back. Whatever, chin's in the air, whatever it may be. And he'll warn you, and he'll warn you again. And on the third time, he's like, "Okay, I've warned you twice about this on your stomach." And you just lie down, tase right under the foot. There you go.
Fair enough.
And he asks you, he goes, or he doesn't say anything, and he goes, "Stop. If you can tell me what you did wrong, I won't tase you. What did you do wrong?" And I'll be like, "My hands went up." He says, "Nope." And then he'll tase you and he'll tell you what you did wrong. So I mean, it's a great reminder.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. There was a report that came out that a couple rugby stars are going to walk you out to the. When did you find that out, and what does it mean to you to have them walk you out to your title fight?
Yeah, I mean the Springboks, our national team, 4-time world champions, back-to-back world champions, are playing up the stadium Saturday. No, they are heroes. They are the mighty Springboks, and they are playing at Optus Stadium this weekend, Saturday. And the team is coming to watch my fight on Sunday. The whole national team. I mean, that's my heroes, and the whole country's heroes coming to watch me perform. It's a massive, massive privilege. And I immediately, when we started this, I mean,
Man, Drake seems like a cool dude, man. I just don't like the whole African thing. Like, bruh, like, don't do that.
weeks ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I said, "Is there any chance we can make this happen?" We started getting after it, and thank you to the UFC for making this possible.
Historically, when you see a fighter from a nation become a champion, there's a massive explosion. We're seeing that with Ilya in Spain when Brandon Moreno won, and from Mexico. So how has MMA kind of exploded since you won the title in January?
Oh wow, it's incredible to see just MMA gyms all over the country exploding and getting better. Just seeing the quality of the local scene in the UFC, where I started my career, an amazing platform of producing local talent and international talent. In care about that one, but the rounded opponent one is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool rule. I think we're going to see some sick knockouts of that one.
Dricus, in terms of the role model you are in South Africa and for African MMA, what would it mean to you to take that belt back again, to defend your title, and the knock-on effect that it will have in terms of bringing the UFC finally to South Africa? I know Dana White has said, should you get past Israel, that will happen. How important is it to you? And are you feeling a little bit of extra pressure because you have the hopes of a nation on your shoulders?
Man, I really want Izzy to win, but I just can't see Drake is losing this fight.
Well, I'm getting past Israel, and 100% the fact that Dana said that. I know he said it before that if South Africa wins a world title, we're going there. But it's hard. I know that for a fact. I know there's a lot of things that needs to fall into place. We have the Minister of Sports from South Africa coming to watch the fight, coming to make sure we do whatever needs to be done to get that fight, get the UFC in South Africa and in Africa for the first time. A massive, massive goal I've had for many years,
That would be
thinking I want to
historic,
bring the
man.
UFC um, to Africa and South Africa. And that's amazing. I mean, if that is another massive goal in my life ticked, another one that I set, and I can say I went and I did that. But for me, I'm not going out there to defend my title. I'm going out there in my mind. When I get home, I'm going to fetch that belt. I said it before. When I walk out to that octagon, the belt is vacant, and I'm fighting for that title. And the same guy that was willing to die to win that belt is willing to die once again and kill to get that belt.
So this is more than just about the belt, isn't it? It's about legacy and what you've done for MMA in South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's been such a big part of what this has been about. My whole career is so much bigger than myself. Of course, the belt, because the belt resembles all of that. The belt resembles the fact that South Africa is being considered to host the first UFC, that Africa is being considered to host the first UFC. And, for myself, the work over all these years, this belt represents. So it's not all of those things. The belt is what all of those things are under the belt. The belt is what represents all of those amazing things that are so much bigger than myself.
Hmm. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go with Dracus. I want Izzy to win. I wouldn't be shocked if Izzy wins, but I just can't see a world where Izzy wins. So for this, I'm gonna have to go with Dracus on this one, and hope y'all like the video.